Here's my cooking stuff for this little trip. In my old wash bag. Spare bit of duct tape. Still love this old coffee pot. £1.50 from Matalan. Fantastic. Put a handle on it, as you can see. Little burner. I don't want to drop that in the canal. And down the bottom there, IKEA hobo stove. So those are my chosen cooking utensils for this little trip. Got the clean canteen in this water pouch. Got a pot in the top there. Then hang on a minute, a clean canteen in a little bag to stop the charcoal coming off all over the place inside my pot. In the bottom there, which I can't be bothered to take out, is the bottom half of that pot. Okay. I start for a break at about 5 o'clock, and a young man came up talking to me, and we have just had some intense kind of conversation, and it's now 20 to 8, and I still haven't got to Birmingham city centre yet. So looks like I'm gonna have to spend the night out. I don't think I'm gonna get there and back today, so it looks like I'm gonna have to spend a night out. At least I got some dry clothes, and see how it goes there. Okay. Direction. There they are. They're sort of loose covers. I'm riding on some loose sort of slabby type covers that have got some writing on them, and they say danger something cables, GB cables. How many volts is that? So the next one says, I think it was 1,000 something like that. There it is. 3,200. No, 32. Flipping it. Some more buildings on the left there from the Industrial Revolution. You can hear the loose covers as I'm going over them. These canals used to be so polluted, it was disgusting, and now there's fish in them. Okay. Okay, onwards. There's the telecom tower. First glimpse of Birmingham city centre off in the distance there. and it's now 10 to 8. This is called a basin. It's a large round area where the long boats and narrow boats could turn round. I'm going to do this and film at the same time without falling in the water or smacking my head on the bridge. Just walk the bike down like that. Yep, yep. Okay. Okay, hold on. Whoa, I gotta make it. Oof, oh, blooming heck. Coming up to the city centre soon. Battery's getting low. Oh, shucks. Okay, watch your head, mind the pipe. Oh. Okay. Oh. Back down that way is the bottom end of Birmingham, which is called Digbeth. She's down on a river ray. It's only a small river, no wider than the canal, not even as wide as the canal. Is where Birmingham first started, down at the bottom of the hill by the river ray, and they made their money and their fortune by making swords for the Crusades. I don't really want to stop until after the city centre, and I want to keep going as long as possible to wear myself out, use as much daylight as possible, because if I wear myself out it's a shorter night. Okay, onward, that way. I want to find a place with a bit of wood, sheltered, bit of wood. I can have a bit of a fire, somewhere that's not being used as a toilet, where nobody's going to disturb me, and I want to stay dry before I get there. Cuckoo. Turn right. Quarter 9, lights fading. I'm through the town and moving out the other side now, pushing on as far as possible. Okie dokie. This is the Birmingham Canal that heads out west, sort of northwest up to Wolverhampton, which is heading me to towards my destination. I'm tired. I can't sleep out because it's too wet. I've got to sleep under a bridge or something. Okay, darkness is drawing in. Just up there is a quarry. some kind of quarry there. But along this edge, just this side by the canal, under these pines, the pine needles are nice and soft and dry. So I'm going to go for it here. I think it's quite a good spot, just up from the track. Okay. Alright, Pat the Sack. Just coming to end this little video series. I reached my objective at about 10 o'clock the next day of stepping outside the boundary of Birmingham on the west side. I did actually overshoot and nearly ended up in Wolverhampton. But what was recorded here was only about a third, if that, of the trip. The next day was a big day, and there were some long stretches of canal the next day. That is it. It was a real endurance test, and I don't know whether I enjoyed it or not, but it put me through my paces. I got back home at 5:30 in the evening, and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and did not allow myself to stop, and really went for the marathon. About the last half a mile I suddenly ran out of energy and my legs decided they didn't want to work anymore, and my breathing got heavy, and I managed to get into the house and immediately lay down on the floor unable to move and unable to speak, totally drained, and stayed in that position for half an hour or so until I could sit up and have a bit to eat. So it pushed me to my limits, and I measured the distance when I got back, and it was about a 64-mile round trip, and it pushed me to my limit, and it was good to see where that limit was and not where I thought it was. It's good to know where your limit is and not where you think it is. It's great going down the canal and the rivers and stuff. The terrain's not that easy, and all the bridges and the locks and the mud and the tunnels, and what I showed you in this video only scraped the surface. I could have took so much more film. There was so much more amazing stuff to see and experience. The wildlife in these areas is come back. It's coming back, and it's really, really excellent. Yeah. So a seagull come down at the side and just take a fish. There's all sorts of stuff down. There's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and I've driven and commuted around Birmingham for most of my life. I've been away travelling, but I've spent most of my life here, and I consider that I know Birmingham pretty well. I know it exceptionally well, in fact. And for a lot of the time when I was down the rivers and the canals, cutting right through a town that I lived in for the most of my life, I didn't even know where I was. It was just a completely different world. And at times I emerged out of that different world into the city surroundings, and oh, that was an eye-opener as well. That was like emerging in some kind of hell, man. Emerging into some kind of I don't know, fiendish episode from Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. Anyway, like I said, I don't know whether I enjoyed it, but it was an experience and it pushed me to my limits, and I'm really glad that I'd done it. But that was only, what you see there is only a bit of it. What came after was a lot big and full and hard, but worthwhile, and left me feeling like I've achieved something. So onward, next. Pack the sack out. I'd just like to say thanks to everybody for all the kind messages and thoughts and prayers that have come in the direction of me and my family over the past couple of months. And I'd like a lot of you to know that you are in my prayers also. So I say Yahweh bless you in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach.